What's good? What's good? What's good? What's good, beautiful people? This is your guy, DeShields II from Chalk It Up Sports, where no matter if we win or if we lose, we just got to charge it to the game. Super appreciate you guys for being a part of the live stream. You guys are amazing, and you guys are continuing to show love towards the show. And what more can I ask for, really? You guys just been super gracious to me. And let's hop right into the content because there's so much to discuss. If we're being completely honest, the breaking news right now that's popping in the NFL is the fact that Tyreek Hill, he's still a star, superstar as a matter of fact, superstar wide receiver, former wide receiver for the Kansas City Chiefs. He is now a Miami Dolphin. And I got to be honest, I didn't necessarily see this coming because I just always thought Tyreek Hill just fit perfectly into that Chiefs offense. And I knew for a fact Patrick Mahomes depended highly on that man. Obviously, he still has Travis Kelce. They just brought in Juju Smith-Schuster. I think they have McCole Hardman. They have Josh Gordon. They got some weapons over there, right? But Tyreek Hill, there is no other. And now the Miami Dolphins have brought in Tyreek Hill. Now let's talk about the details of the deal, right? So it wasn't like Kansas City got fleeced in this situation in any way. I think they got plenty compensation for Tyreek Hill. Honestly, this deal looks like they traded for a quarterback, but nonetheless, let's talk about it. So the Kansas City Chiefs, they sent Tyreek Hill to the Miami Dolphins, and in return, they got a 2022 first-round pick, 2022 second-round pick, a 2022 fourth-round pick, a 2023 fourth, and a 2023 sixth. So the Miami Dolphins just continue to rack up first-round draft picks, and now they have two first-rounders. Actually, no, I take that back. The Kansas City Chiefs now have two first-round picks. And I'm really curious to see where Kansas City goes with this, with their first-round pick. Are they going to bring in another wide receiver? Are they considering going after guys like Chris Olave or Drake London? I don't know, but Tyreek Hill, man, wow, traded to the Miami Dolphins. Now let's think about how this move helps the Dolphins immediately, right? Now, the Dolphins, they have Jalen Waddle. I think they have DeVonta Parker over there as well. He had an injury last season. And now they got Tyreek Hill. There's no excuse. There's no more excuses for Tua Tagovailoa to not be successful. Let's just make that very clear before we move forward in this conversation. There's been a lot of bail being thrown Tua Tagovailoa's way throughout his career, throughout his short career. And, he had a rough go. He had a rough go the first go around, and he started to come together this season. I think they had like an 8-game win streak or something like that, or a 7 or 8-game win streak after losing like 7 games in a row. So he's playing well enough for them to win. But how will he now respond with a guy like Jalen Waddle and Tyreek Hill? That's going to be a very potent offense. And like I said to you guys yesterday, it's an arms race in the AFC. It's an arms race. All the top talent is going to the AFC. Now, Tyreek Hill hasn't necessarily left the AFC. He just switched teams. But my point still stands that it's an arms race. And all these teams are trying to make sure they're loaded to the brim, loaded at the seams. And all that's left really for the Miami Dolphins is for Tua Tagovailoa to get his job done. And this is the perfect scenario to really judge Tua Tagovailoa in. You have 3 top-tier wide receivers to throw that ball to. You got Tyreek Hill as your number 1. You got DeVonta Parker as your number 2, and you got Jalen Waddle as your number 3 in the slot. And DeVonta Parker, Jalen Waddle, we can debate who's the number 2, number 3. We can debate that all day. That's not really the basis of this conversation, right? The bottom line is Tua Tagovailoa has three legit weapons at wide receiver. Legit. There's no excuses for Tua Tagovailoa at this point. What do you guys think about Tyreek Hill being traded to the Miami Dolphins? I didn't really see Tyreek Hill being traded, but this just goes to show you that money talk and BS walk. After being traded to the Miami Dolphins, Tyreek Hill received a 4-year, $120 million deal with $72.2 million guaranteed. man, I ain't gonna lie. Some of these numbers are just scary. Just scary. And the Chiefs were trying to pay him at about 21 to 22 million a year, but DeVonta Adams completely reset the market. DeVonta Adams, all those guys that got big deals like Christian Kirk, they completely moved the needle when it comes to the market. But most notably, the DeVonta Adams contract really changed the game because DeVonta Adams is receiving $28.5 million per year, and I'm not mad at the Miami Dolphins making that move. Now my question becomes, where were the Eagles in this conversation? Where was Philadelphia? I need to know. Where was Howie Roseman when the news came out that Tyreek Hill wanted to get traded? Because there's no way it was hush. The Jets and the Miami Dolphins jumped on it immediately. And it's so interesting because the Jets and the Dolphins are in the same division, right? Along with the Bills and the Patriots. So the Dolphins look at it like this. We got to compete with the Bills every single year, twice a year. We need to be able to have enough weaponry to be able to go blow for blow with those guys. Now, the Patriots haven't necessarily made any aggressive moves per se, and the Jets haven't really made any aggressive moves on the offensive side of the ball. But I commend Miami, actually. I'm not mad at Miami for making the move. You got a 27-year-old wide receiver who hasn't had any significant injuries. He's been productive every single year in the NFL. 2-time All-Pro, 3-time Pro Bowler, I believe. Something like that. So they got a legit number one for Tua Tagovailoa. There's no more excuses for Tua. There's none. But like I said, I need to know, where was Howie Roseman in these talks? Why is Howie Roseman so afraid to spend the dough? When Tyreek Hill became available, Howie Roseman should have threw everything in the kitchen sink at him. But why not, though? Why? If you ask me, it's always about the money. It's about the money. Like, I don't like that we're not being aggressive in any way. Shout out to you guys in the live chat. You guys are awesome. We got 8 people here. Make sure you guys smash that like button. It really helps my content grow. It really helps the live chat get that much more spicy. I want to know y'all thoughts on the Tyreek Hill trade. I want to know y'all thoughts on Patrick Mahomes' number one target being moved over. Or you can make an argument, because a lot of people think Travis Kelce is Patrick Mahomes' number one target, but it's really give or take. But the bottom line is, you took away his number one wide receiver. How will Patrick Mahomes fare? I want to know what y'all think about that. But I also want to know, why do you guys think Howie Roseman didn't make a play for him? Like, why is that? Make sure you guys hit that like button. So we got Michi in the building. What's going on? We got Philly Ace, the Observer. We got Eagles Realist. What's going on, y'all? How y'all feeling? Michi says, no more excuses for Tua. Were you right about that? Yeah, absolutely. Because a lot of people say Tua is better than Jalen, right? Jalen has a more dynamic skill set, but they say Tua is a better quarterback. Okay. That still remains to be seen, because Tua hasn't necessarily shown me anything that puts him head and shoulders above Jalen Hurts. But now he has the weaponry to prove that. So we'll see how that goes. And it's going to open things up for Jalen Waddle. Expect Jalen Waddle to go over 1,000 yards again this year. But Michi says, and they got that tight end too. I can't think of it. You talking about Gesicki. They got Gesicki. Yep. What's going on, Ryan? Philly A says the Eagles could have got the deal done if Howie Roseman pulled the trigger. You're right. Michi says they're being aggressive and we're not. I don't like this at all. I don't like it either. I'm not really a fan of it, if I'm being completely honest with you, because no risk it, no biscuit. You can't continue to be passive in these moments when guys are available. You just can't. It's almost like, do you want Jalen Hurts to have the best situation to be successful or not? And that brings me to another conversation I want to talk about. I want to talk about DeVonta Smith and his standing in his organization, because, if Jalen Hurts doesn't improve at quarterback, it makes you question, should DeVonta Smith put his career in Jalen Hurts' hands? you know? And Jalen Hurts, the narrative is guys don't want to come over here and play with him. That's the narrative. I have a hard time. I'm always back and forth on that notion because Jalen Hurts has a lot of the respect and gets a lot of love from his peers. But you can't deny the fact that teams are avoiding the Eagles, or players rather, skill position guys are avoiding the Eagles like the Black Plague. We have to address that. We have to, because if this team is going to get better, if your Philadelphia Eagles are going to get better, they have to take chances. Like, think about it like this. I know we're in the NFC East, right? But you still have to compete with the Cowboys, who are regressing. You still got to compete with the Washington football team, who got better at quarterback, arguably. And the Giants are the Giants. But who's to say they won't improve? The NFC is wide open. Why not take a chance? Why won't your Eagles take a chance when they have an opportunity to get guys like a Tyreek Hill? Why didn't they throw it over? Why didn't they give it up? They could have gave up one of those first. See, we have so many picks, right? The Eagles could have gave up one of their first round picks, one of those second rounders. They could have gave up the same deal. They could have gave him the same. They could have gave the Chiefs the same deal, and got him out of the AFC. But the Chiefs is trading him within the conference tells me that they're not worried about Tua Tagovailoa at all. Did you guys think about that? They traded him within the conference without a second thought. They didn't let this thing linger. Contract talk stalled. And they say, you know what? We can't agree on a number. Sayonara, my guy. And Tyreek Hill, look, he got his Super Bowl, multi-time All-Pro. He's not worried about his legacy at this point. Obviously, he's still young. He wants to still put up 1,000-yard seasons. But he's not worried about winning at this. He got his ring already. So at this point, it's about the money. And I don't want him to ever come out and say it wasn't about the money. Because, some players are good for that. The contract stalled. The contract talk stalled for a reason. So don't say it's not about the money when it was about the money. Michi says, my thoughts is that a good trade for the Dolphins and for Patrick. I think that Travis is number one, and last, Howie is too afraid to pull the trigger. Yep. Jacob, what's going on, man? He says, hey, he said they gave up a haul, though. I really hope something is brewing for DK Metcalf. I'd rather give a first for DK than all those picks for Hill. Just my opinion. I don't know, man. Tyreek Hill is a way better route runner than DK Metcalf. It's no comparison. I understand that DK is a physical specimen. I totally understand your angle, if I'm not mistaken, right? And he's a bigger body. But Tyreek Hill is a tremendous route runner. His ability to get separation is bar none. Tyreek Hill is a top 5 wide receiver in this NFL. Top 5 easily. Whereas though DK, he may be borderline top 5, top 10 for sure. I could probably name some wide receivers I would take over DK just because of their route running ability, just because their ability to run the full route tree and get separation. You know what I mean? Like, it seems like DK, his route tree isn't as extensive as a guy like Stephon Diggs or Justin Jefferson or Tyreek Hill or Devontae Adams or who else? Michael Thomas, right? I just feel like DK, he's a deep threat for sure, but his route tree isn't that extensive. I honestly think that it was a win-win on both sides. If I'm being completely honest, it just surprised me that a wide receiver is able to demand that much trade draft capital. But Tyreek Hill is Tyreek Hill, multi-time All-Pro, multi-time Pro Bowl, Super Bowl champion. He's never disappointed. So how can you really argue with him? The Observer says the Eagles need a formula of 4,000-yard a 4,000-yard passer, 1,000-yard receiver, 1,000-yard rusher. I wouldn't be mad at that. The problem is we keep trying to nickel and dime the situation, right? You know, at some point, you got to spend money. At some point, you got to spend money to make money, right? And at some point, you have to take a chance, you know? And that's why if we didn't trade for Tyreek, why would we trade for DK? Both of those guys were looking for big paydays. DK is looking for a contract. I don't think the Seahawks are going to give it to him. So, could the Eagles trade for DK? Sure. Will they? I doubt it. Because I feel like they would have done it already. They would have done it already. Now, here's something that gets interesting. Do the Eagles fully believe in Jalen Hurts enough? Do they? We have to ask ourselves that question because yes, we made it past the quarterback controversy when it came to Russell Wilson and Deshaun Watson. We're past that, right? But now we have to get past the draft. Will Howie Roseman draft a guy like Kenny Pickett? Malik Willis? You know? Those are the two guys I see Howie drafting if he drafts quarterback. But my thing is, though, the Eagles decided to have dinner with Kenny Pickett. Brian Johnson, the quarterback coach specifically, had dinner with Kenny Pickett after his pro day. That's very telling. That means they're considering making that move. But unless you believe he's bona fide that dude, unless you believe he's legitimately going to be a superstar in this league, you don't draft that kid. You see with Jalen Hurts, why start over? Why start over with another young quarterback when you got a guy like Jalen Hurts who's won the locker room? He brought the team to the playoffs. You know, he's shown the capacity to lead a team and respond well to coaching. And, you know, we still don't know what his ceiling is. We know his play style, but the question becomes, can he expand that, right? Can he become better as a quarterback, you know? So it's going to be very interesting to see how the Eagles approach this draft because Howie Roseman is definitely banking on his draft. He didn't make a move for none of these big time wide receiver quarterbacks or wide receivers. So are we going to go wide receiver in the draft? Are we going to go quarterback in the draft? You know, like Zach Pascal can't be your home run at wide receiver. It just can't. You know, Hassan Reddick, as much as I love that dude, glad he's in the city, he can't be the only move you make. You know, we can't keep having these in-house moves. We can't keep going cheap at skill position. We have to compete. We have to be able to compete. Our team right now is more so tailored to run the ball, but we need to be able to expand our repertoire. We need to be able to compete against these teams like the Los Angeles Rams, like the Green Bay Packers, like the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. You feel me? Shoot, even like the Cowboys. We got to be able to compete. The AFC is an arms race. Those teams those teams in the AFC, they going for it. So why aren't the Eagles? Is it because the conference has gotten weaker and you feel less inclined to make a risky move because the path of least resistance still exists? We had to ask ourselves, is Howie Roseman treading water? Is he comfortable being mediocre? Is he comfortable with this Philadelphia Eagles team taking the slow route to success? Are we comfortable with that? Are you guys comfortable with that? Are you comfortable? That's a good topic point. Are you comfortable with the moves Howie Roseman has made thus far? Are you comfortable with it? Has he given you any inclination that you should trust him? Has Howie Roseman done anything to make you feel comfortable? Do you believe your Eagles have gotten better? Maybe they've gotten better by default because the conference has gotten weaker. We've technically gotten better because we added Hassan Reddick. You know, we probably got more flexible from a cap perspective by restructuring Fletcher Cox, you know, bringing him back on a 1-year deal. Jason Kelce, 1-year deal. Anthony Harris, 1-year deal. Boston Scott, 1-year deal. But when are you going to take a chance, Howie? You can't just be this passive. So everything so far to me tells me he's leaning on the draft. Benzos. Howie just got a nice 3-year extension. He's not taking any risk, even though Hill isn't a risk at all. Great point. Great point. He just got this 3-year extension for what, right? For what? You get that kind of contract. You get that kind of security when you've shown that you're capable of doing your job. Now, Harry Roseman is a wizard with the cap. I'm not going to deny him that. He's a wizard with the cap. He's very good with trade. So I'm kind of surprised he's not making a move in that regard. Also, his weakness will and always will be. His weakness is and always will be drafting. He has far too many misses and not enough hits when it comes to drafting. And like you said, Benzo, Tyreek Hill is not a risk at all. But for Tyreek Hill, it kind of was an easy decision. Word is he actually lives in Miami in the summertime. So now he ain't got to do too much traveling, right? He could just live where he play. So I'm not mad at Tyreek Hill. I'm a little disappointed that Harry Roseman didn't put the Eagles' name in those talks. That alone bothers me. Scoob says, I'm starting to ask myself, why did Howie get the extension? You're starting to ask yourself? You're starting? The moment he got it, you should have began asking why. You see, for me personally, I thought he got the extension because he had Deshaun Watson in the bag. It was the ink just didn't dry yet. See, that's why I thought he got the extension. I thought he got the extension because he made a move that just hadn't been announced yet. You feel me? But that wasn't the case. He didn't make any moves. Did he get the contract extension because he signed Hassan Reddick? Again, Hassan Reddick, very talented guy. Glad he's in the city. But that's not a move to get you a contract extension. You know? Ryan says Tyreek Hill could be the best option to upgrade at wide receiver. You know, making the defense improve their ability to have the draft. Yeah, you're right, man. You're right. Adding Tyreek Hill would have completely shifted this team's direction. But it's okay though. Scoob says ticket sales would have went up for Philly if they would have gotten Tyreek Hill jersey sales. Also, you're right. You're right. You're absolutely right. Tyreek Hill is box office. Tyreek Hill is box office. Jake Cub says, now with Hill in Miami, would you consider DeVonta Parker? You see the thing about DeVonta Parker? He gets hurt a little too much for me. Let me just make sure I'm not tripping. DeVonta Parker, I think he's talented for sure. I definitely think he's talented. But outside of his 2019 season, he's been pretty mediocre. And the past 2 seasons, let's be honest, he's only played a full season one time in his career, and that was in 2019. Other than that, you know, the past 2 seasons he played 14 games in 2020 and 10 games in 2021. So health has been a little bit of an issue for him throughout his career. Let's just call it what it is. DeVonta Parker, 6'3", 219 LBs. I wouldn't mind having a guy like DeVonta Parker play for the Eagles. He's a big body. He's a possession guy. Most notably a possession guy. But I need him to stay healthy. And that's my issue. I wouldn't mind having DeVonta Parker in Philadelphia. I wouldn't mind it, but health is something I would be concerned about, you know. But Harry Roseman, the lack of moves, it makes you wonder. It makes you wonder what are the plans. But I want to get into a topic that I got lined up for you guys today. I want to pick your brain about this because it's something. It's something that's going to make y'all probably unsettle you guys. It's something that's probably going to make you guys scratch your head. Let's get through some of these comments though. Scoob says they're doing Jalen like they did Wentz. Interesting. Now remember, with Wentz, the Eagles kind of went cheap at the skill position. Didn't really try to really bring him in too many dynamic weapons. And I don't know why that was. You may be on to something, Scoob. Michi says, I think they're really not going to build around Hurts. I think we're going to trade Hurts. Interesting. You think they're going to trade him during the draft? That's interesting. Michi says, I'm not comfortable at all. I think we're going to move from Hurts. So I say this might as well trade Hurts. You see, I don't know if they're going to move on from Hurts. You want to know why I don't think so? I'm going to tell you why I don't think they're going to move on from Hurts. Because Howie's ego is involved. Remember, Howie drafted Jalen. Howie would absolutely love to make his drafting of Jalen Hurts look like the smartest move on the planet. Howie Roseman's ego was involved. Let's not forget this, you guys. We're dealing with a man that has a very, very radioactive ego. He's arrogant in some regard. And remember, he traded Carson Wentz, flipped him for a first-round pick. Then you got Jalen Hurts, the kid that brought you to the playoffs, with the team being basically behind the 8 ball when it comes to rebuilding, but they overachieved. So already his ego was inflated. Yeah, I traded Carson Wentz for a first-round pick. Then I drafted Jalen Hurts. He brought us to the playoffs, went 9-8. And if I could turn this kid into the guy, I saw the writing on the wall. I'm a genius. See, his ego was involved. So I don't know if they're going to trade Jalen Hurts. It's an interesting topic, though. It's a very interesting thought. But I don't think they would trade him because Howie Roseman's ego is too invested in Jalen Hurts. That's the only reason I would probably disagree with you. The Philly Talk Podcast, my guy Mike, what's going on, man? I appreciate you for coming through, showing love, man. Really appreciate it. Look, you guys, make sure you smash that like button. Shout out to the Philly Talk Podcast. Does great work. I'm pretty sure all you guys are already subscribed to him. He's a beast when it comes to the Sixers content, Eagles content. Gives you play-by-play. He's a monster, man. Show that man some love. But also make sure you guys smash that like button. Show me some love too. Hit that like button. On top of that, make sure you guys subscribe if you aren't subscribed already. I really appreciate all the support, all the love, man. Like I said before, yesterday and the day prior to that, Chalk It Up Sports is giving you a daily sports talk show Monday through Friday at 1 p.m. Eastern time. Chalk It Up Sports daily. You guys are getting that. We're going to keep feeding you guys the content. We're going to keep talking about all the breaking news in the NFL and in the sports world. We're going to continue to talk about those things. We're going to continue to address everything and always bring it back to our Philadelphia Eagles and our Philadelphia 76ers. You know? So make sure you guys are locked in every single day, Monday through Friday, 1 p.m. Eastern time. Smash that like button. Comment if you're watching it after the fact. I super appreciate you guys who watch it later on. Maybe you can't catch it live at the heat of the moment, but I appreciate you guys. But I'm giving you guys Monday through Friday, daily sports talk, 1 p.m. Eastern time. Chalk It Up Sports daily. That's how we carrying it. That's how we rocking. You dig? So I appreciate the love, and let's continue to build this thing. Let's continue to do it, you know? But yeah, I got a topic for you guys. Shout out to my man, Jay the Bull. That's my guy. That's my man. That's my content brother. You feel me? Ooh, Double R. Let's see what he said. He says, they setting Jalen up for failure in this city. These other teams are making moves to help their quarterback take the next step, and the Eagles are doing nothing. We've been doing this since McNabb. Wow. You know, double R, you're not wrong so far. So far, what have the Eagles done to truly show that they're invested in Jalen Hurts' development or his improvement? What have they done? Now, they did draft DeVonta Smith. Okay, you drafted DeVonta Smith. We understand that part. But you didn't make a play for Tyreek Hill. You didn't make a play for Allen Robinson. You didn't make a play for Juju Smith-Schuster. You didn't make a play for DJ Chark. I don't know if you made a play for Christian Kirk. The rumor is you tried to make a play for Calvin Ridley, but, you know, he got suspended. But the bottom line is you are allowing a lot of this talent. Howie Roseman is allowing. And y'all see it. Y'all see it. Howie Roseman is allowing this offseason to go by without giving Jalen Hurts a legit number one weapon. I like DeVonta Smith. I love him, actually. And that's what the next topic is about, DeVonta Smith. We got 16 people in the live chat. Make sure y'all smash that like button. I appreciate you guys. But let's talk about DeVonta Smith and his career in Philadelphia. Because if Jalen Hurts doesn't improve, or if Howie Roseman doesn't take the necessary steps to make this team improve, DeVonta Smith will be out. He's going to be looking for an extension pretty soon. He's entering the second year of his rookie deal. I think he has the 5-year option. But best believe once year 4 comes around, he's going to be asking for an extension. Knowing the Eagles, they'll probably try to get ahead of it before he blows up. But DeVonta Smith, don't let his humble nature fool you. If he's not getting fed properly at that wide receiver position by his quarterback, he will go somewhere else. All these wide receivers don't think they're not egotistical. When you're a wide receiver, that's one of the most egotistical positions on the field outside of quarterback. They have pride. You know, they have their own swagger, their own juice they carry. Best believe DeVonta Smith is going to want the looks. He's going to want to be a perennial 1,000-yard receiver with 80 plus, 90 plus receptions, over 120 targets. You see, DeVonta Smith actually underperformed this past season. Not by his own doing, though. Not by his own undoing. Jalen Hurts wasn't the sharpest. The play calling wasn't conducive to a pass-heavy offense. Once we started to find our rhythm, we started to lean more towards a run style. And that's not a wide receiver's best friend. That's not all wide receivers aren't comfortable being in a run-heavy offense. They're just not. DeVonta Smith wants those looks. He wants to be able to get 1,000, 1,200 yards, 1,300 yards. You know what I'm saying? 80 plus, 90 plus receptions. You know, 8, 9, 10 touchdown seasons. He wants those kind of numbers. So that begs the question. Should DeVonta Smith trust Jalen Hurts with his career? Should DeVonta Smith put his career in Jalen Hurts' hands? You guys be the judge. I'm asking you now. Do you guys believe DeVonta Smith should put his career in Jalen Hurts' hands? Again, we're all banking on Jalen Hurts taking that next step. We're all banking on Jalen Hurts taking it to another level. The question is, how much will he improve? How great will he be? This season, he can't just be okay. He can't just be decent. He can't just tread water. He has to be great. He has to be spectacular. Especially if this team is going to declare him as the franchise guy. Because right now, he is not a franchise quarterback. I don't care what anyone says. I don't care how much you love him. I don't care how much you like him. I like Jalen Hurts. I rock with Jalen Hurts. Y'all see how I'm carrying it. Jalen Hurts is my guy. But let's not pretend he doesn't have a lot of ground to cover in his development. And can DeVonta Smith trust Jalen Hurts with his career? Because DeVonta Smith is going to want a payday at some point. Like I said, these wide receivers, they want to get seen. They want to get heard. They want to get looks. You saw how mad DeVonta was in that Giants game. You saw it. You saw how frustrated he was that he wasn't the target in that Giants loss. They targeted Jalen Reagor twice in a row. Why? When you got a guy like DeVonta Smith who's not afraid of the moment, who's showing you that time and time again he's ready and willing to go off. Just feed him. Now let's talk about DeVonta Smith's numbers, right? He had 104 targets, 64 receptions, meaning that 40 of those targets didn't get home. 40 of those targets didn't come his way. Now, I want to put some pressure on DeVonta as well. You miss it. Now, you're not going to catch every target, but 64 receptions to 104 targets, that's not good enough. Some of those balls were bad throws. Some of them were drops on DeVonta. So DeVonta has to get better. He has to get stronger. And Jalen has to get better. Has to get more accurate. Has to throw with more anticipation. You know? So both of these guys have to improve their games. But I feel like DeVonta Smith came into the league as such a polished route runner, such a professional. He understands separation. I feel that his numbers should have been way more gaudy. DeVonta Smith should have had well over 1,000 yards this season with the amount of targets he had. He should have, but it didn't happen that way. Why? Why? 2 reasons. Jalen Hurts couldn't get him the ball, and also there were games where DeVonta Smith was not existent. He disappeared in that San Fran game, if you ask me. In the Giants game, he wasn't the focal point. Why? Let's talk about it. Benzo says, Hill, Parker, Chark, Robinson, Woods, Mike Williams, Godwin, and Juju were all available this offseason, and we were going to end up with Greg Ward and Zach Pascal. It's unacceptable. It's disheartening. It's uninspiring, right? It's uninspiring. Frank Carr says, "What the f is going on with the office?" You're right, my brother. What is going on? Where's the aggressiveness? Do we want to win this conference or not? Tom Brady came back. We got to compete. Now, Aaron Rodgers lost his number one weapon. I'm really curious to see how the Green Bay Packers look. I think the Green Bay Packers take a step back this year, but that's another conversation. The bottom line is, I don't care how easy this conference just got. You still have to compete. You still have to give your quarterback a better chance to succeed. You know, Jalen Hurts this past season completed 61% of his passes, threw for just over 3,100 yards, averaged 209 yards per game, threw 16 touchdowns and had 9 interceptions. I don't like that ratio, but most of those interceptions came in that Giants game. But we're not going to talk about Jalen Hurts' running. We know what he can do. That's not why we're here. We're going to talk about him as a quarterback. He has to improve in that regard. Has to get better. Has to get better. Jada Bull says Howie should have been going a long time ago. I understand that sentiment, you know, but I'm not going to act like the moves he made in 2017 didn't get us that Super Bowl. He made some pretty gaudy moves. You see, Howie Roseman was aggressive in 2017, 2018. He was aggressive. Why not continue that same mantra? In 2017, he made moves, traded for J.J., signed Patrick Robinson. You know what I'm saying? Brought in LeGarrette Blount. Those were aggressive moves. Now, all of those moves took place over the span of the entire offseason and going into the season. So there's a lot of offseason left, right? Guys like Julio Jones still available. A.J. Green is still available, right? Those are veteran guys who have some injury problems, but their presence would help us more than it would hurt us. Frank Cart says they've already moved on from Hurts, I think. They're just giving everyone the runaround. Interesting. Benzo says Smith and Hurts seem like really good friends, but at the end of the day, if Hurts' play ends up affecting the money he's going to be offered, he's going somewhere else. Bingo. Money talk, bull crap walks, right? These guys are looking to get paid. These guys are looking to feed their families. These guys aren't comfortable getting 3, 4, 5 targets a game and you the number one wide receiver. These guys want to get looks. These guys want to be considered some of the best. You think DeVonta Smith, former Heisman Trophy winner, came into the NFL just to be average? You think he came into the league just to put up 900-yard seasons? That man trying to get 12, 1,300, 1,400-yard seasons because he know what he's capable of. The question always will be, can Jalen Hurts get him the ball regularly? We got to ask ourselves that. I don't care how good of friends you are. When you start affecting the money, I got to talk to you. I got to talk to you on the side, player. I got to talk to you. Benjamin Allen says, I think this year Hurts going to feed him the ball. Listen, man, they tried to force feed him last year. That's why he had over 100 targets and only 64 receptions because they tried to force him the ball. Eagles realist says Smith got to step up. He says, give me Burks, Smith, Watkins, and Pascal. You know, I don't know how, and that's another thing too. I'm glad you brought up Quez Watkins because a lot of these moves also indicate that they're banking on Quez Watkins taking the next step. They're banking on DeVonta Smith taking the next step. They're banking on Dallas Goedert taking the next step. That's what it seems like to me. It seems like Howie is playing the long game with these guys. Oh, these guys are going to break out in year 3. You feel like he's playing the long game with these guys. I don't know. I just don't know. I'm not comfortable with how Roseman's done so far, or the lack thereof. Michi says, yeah, I agree with that, but I look back, I remember seeing a report I don't know if it's true, but Calvin Ridley and Jalen Hurts used to fight each other sometimes. Look, that's irrelevant at this point because of the simple fact that Calvin Ridley not coming here. He's suspended and it's already a foregone conclusion. Yeah, I don't even care about that. But Ryan says Jalen Hurts will improve his intangibles and his skills. His skill sets of throwing accuracy to read defenses and creating a great creativity and effort to be competitive. Hey, man, he has a lot to improve. He got to improve his vision. He got to improve his ability to read defenses. He got to improve his pre-snap reads, most importantly. He has to improve pre-snap. He has no choice. Benjamin, he said Wagner is still out there. That's another person. Now, are we making space for a Bobby Wagner? We needed Bobby Wagner, right? You know what I mean? Like, Bobby Wagner would change the fortune of his defense. That's how I see it. A guy like Bobby Wagner provides stability. He provides leadership. A guy like Bobby Wagner would change the entire fabric of the way your defense plays because he's going to make sure everyone is where they need to be. He's going to make sure everyone is where they need to be. But let me ask you guys this question. Where would you guys rank Jalen Hurts in the NFC? Huh? Jada Bull says Jalen not that guy. He's still dealing with his draft report issues. You know, as far as we can tell, yes. But it all remains to be seen still. Double R says Garrett Wilson, my favorite wide receiver in the draft. He has the total package. Won't be surprised if he's the first wide receiver off the board. I'll take either one of those Ohio State wide receivers. It'll be interesting, right? But I need to ask you guys a direct question, and I need real answers. I'm putting the pressure on you guys. Where do you rank Jalen Hurts in the NFC amongst quarterbacks? Where in the top 10? Is Jalen Hurts a top 10 quarterback in the NFC? I've already got my rankings set up. These are my personal rankings, 1 through 10. Is Jalen Hurts a top 10 quarterback in the NFC? And if he is, I want you guys to rank the guys 1 through 10, if you can, if you have the time and the effort. Drew Johnson says, don't forget earlier in the year, we were a screen team, RPO as well. Also, Minshew barely targeted Smitty during that Jets game. Coaching has some blame as well. I agree with you on that. Like in the Giants game, we didn't like the game plan wasn't to feed DeVonta Smith. My thing is, if DeVonta Smith is my number one wide receiver, I'm doing everything to scheme that man open. I'm doing anything to put the ball in his hands. I don't care if it's a jet sweep. I don't care if it's a screen, a slant, a comeback route, a go route, a deep post. I don't care. I'm doing anything to get DeVonta Smith open. Guys like Jalen Reagor and everybody else, they would be decoys. I don't care. So I'll ask you guys again, Jalen Hurts, is he a top 10 quarterback in the NFC? In the NFC. We're not talking about the AFC. Stay focused, you guys. The NFC. Is he top 10 in the NFC? There are 16 teams in the NFC. There are 16 starting quarterbacks in the NFC. Let me give you guys my thoughts first, and then you guys bounce off of that. Let's do that. Also, we got 12 people in the live stream. Thank y'all so much for being here. Make sure y'all smash that like button. Hit that like button, you guys. Also, subscribe if you're new to the content. I'm giving you guys daily doses of chalking up sports, where no matter if we win or if we lose, we just got to charge it to the game. Chalk It Up Sports Daily is coming at you Monday through Friday at 1 p.m. Eastern Time. Be on the lookout for that. Smash that like button. So I'm going to ask you guys one more time, and then I'm going to give you my thoughts. Is Jalen Hurts a top 10 quarterback in the NFC? And if he is, rank the top 10. So for me, I have Rodgers number 1. I have Tom Brady number 2. I have Matthew Stafford number 3. I have Dak Prescott number 4. I have Kyler Murray number 5. The reason I have Kyler under Dak is because Kyler took a step back from me in those playoffs. He took a step back from me. So Dak 4, Kyler 5. Let's go through the first 5 again. Aaron Rodgers number 1, Brady number 2, Stafford number 3, Dak number 4, Kyler is number 5 for me. Jimmy G is number 6. Kirk Cousins is number 7. Jameis Winston is number 8. Carson Wentz is number 9. And Jalen Hurts is 10. Jalen Hurts is 10 for me. Tell me if you guys agree or disagree. Tell me if you guys agree or disagree. I need to know. All right, so Michi says, yeah, Hurts is top 10 in the NFC. Drew Johnson says Rodgers, Stafford, Cousins, Murray, Cousins. You got Cousins twice on here. You got Cousins twice. But I think I know what you mean, though. You see, Drew, I have a problem with Goff being that high. Did you see his numbers this past season? Goff is not a top 10 quarterback in the NFC to me right now. Benjamin says Rodgers, Brady, Stafford, Murray, Dak. Okay. So basically you moved Dak and Murray. You put Murray in that 4th spot and Dak in that 5th spot. Okay. Yeah, you're right, Benjamin. We almost had the same. Double R says Brady, Stafford, Rodgers, Dak, Murray, Cousins. Okay. Drew says Jimmy G is way too high. You think so? I put Jimmy G at number 6. You think so? I put Jimmy G there because he wins. He wins. Double R says everyone else is a toss-up. Fair enough. Eagles Realist says strongly agree. Okay, so Eagles Realist agrees on my list. I'll read my list one more time. I got Rodgers number 1, Brady number 2, Stafford number 3, Dak number 4, Kyler number 5, Jimmy G number 6, Kirk Cousins number 7, Jameis Winston number 8, Carson Wentz number 9, and Hurts number 10. All right, so Benzo says 1 Brady, 2 Rodgers, 3 Stafford, 4 Murray, 5 Dak, 6 Kirk Cousins, 7 Jimmy G, 8 Hurts. Okay, so that means you think Hurts is better than Wentz. You think Hurts is better than Jameis. Interesting. Michi says disagree with Jameis, not going to lie. I don't think Jameis wants to get enough credit. If he didn't get hurt this past season, I think Jameis would have had a very good season. You can make an argument Saints make the playoffs. They were doing well until he got hurt. Golf numbers is similar to Jimmy G. I don't know. Let's find out. They're not similar, actually. They're not similar. Let's talk about it. So here's the thing. Well, actually, you know what? They are kind of similar. I'll take that back. You're actually right. They are kind of similar. They are kind of similar. I'll definitely give you that. They're definitely kind of similar. The difference was Jimmy G made the playoffs, but he has a better team, so. But here's my problem with Goff's numbers, right? I understand he was in Detroit, and that's not a good team. But he took a huge step back. He actually, if you think about it, if you really want to think about it, Jared Goff has been regressing every single season. Ever since that 32 touchdown season in 2018, I think when they made the Super Bowl, he had 22 touchdowns in 2019, 20 in 2020, and 19 in 2021. He's been regressing. All right, so let's see. Michi says Brady, Rodgers, Stafford, Dak, Murray, Kirk, Hurts, Jimmy G, Winston, Wentz. So you put Hurts over Jimmy G. You put Hurts over Winston and Wentz. I have a hard time doing it because Jameis Winston is a better quarterback than Jalen Hurts. He just is. Carson Wentz, through all his deficiencies, through all the boneheaded mistakes Carson Wentz makes, Carson Wentz is a better quarterback, a better thrower of the football than Jalen Hurts. Jimmy G, same thing. I'm not saying they're head and shoulders above this man, but they're better at the most fundamental thing that the quarterback position requires, and that's accuracy and throwing with anticipation. Now I know when it comes to Jameis Winston, people want to talk about that 30 for 30 year. I get that. I'm not. He screwed up that year. 30 touchdowns, 30 interceptions. Not a good look. But I think Jameis Winston is a technically more sound quarterback than Jalen Hurts right now. That's all. Ryan Rose says Brady, Stafford, Rodgers, Dak, Murray, Cousins, Garoppolo, Prescott, Hurts, Watson, and Winston. Well, Watson is not in this conference, so you probably meant Winston. No. You said no. You didn't. You meant Tua. Wait, I'm confused, Ryan. You might have to do that again. Jameis Double R says Jameis was having a good year before he got hurt. He probably better than Hurts as of now, but I expect Hurts to surpass a lot of quarterbacks this upcoming season. Very interesting. Let's put this up. I like this comment. I'm gonna tell you why. Double R says Jameis was having a good year before he got hurt. I agree with you on that. He probably better than Hurts as of now. Okay. But I expect Hurts to surpass a lot of quarterbacks this upcoming season. That's our expectation. That's what we want to happen. That's my expectation. Thank you, Double R, for that comment. I appreciate you. Make sure you guys hit that like button. But Jalen Hurts, he has no choice but to improve. Has no choice but to improve. And like you said, Double R, I think Jameis is a better quarterback right now, and he was having a good season until he got hurt. I think the best thing that happened to Jameis was to go to the Saints organization because they helped him reel it in. They kind of helped him refine his game, and I think Jameis Winston has matured tremendously as a quarterback. Jameis Winston doesn't get enough love, in my opinion. But I do expect Jalen Hurts to take his game to another level. That's my ultimate expectation. But it begs the question: how good would he be? How good would he be? How good can he be? My man Jada Bull says, bro, how are they putting these guys under Hurts? What? Look, my list is this, y'all. Here's my list. Aaron Rodgers is number one for me, then Tom Brady, then Matthew Stafford, then Dak Prescott at number 4, Kyler Murray at 5, Jimmy G at 6, Kirk Cousins at 7, Jameis Winston at 8, Carson Wentz at 9, and Jalen Hurts at 10. And that's how the NFC is stacked right now. I think Jalen Hurts just cracks the top 10 because of everything he brings to the table, because he brought his team to the playoffs, because of his intangibles. But Jalen Hurts has to crack into the top 5 in his conference in order to be considered remotely as the quarterback of the future for the Philadelphia Eagles. We got 17 people on the live stream, y'all. Make sure y'all smash that like button. If you're just getting here, I asked the live chat, where do you guys think Hurts ranks in the NFC when it comes to quarterbacks? Where do you guys place Jalen Hurts at the quarterback position in the NFC? Where do you rank him? 1 through 10. 1 through 10. Where is Jalen Hurts in your eyes? 1 through 10. If he's even in the top 10. Drew Johnson, Winston and Wentz have the same issues. They think they have to make a play on every down. They take too many chances. You're absolutely right. But here's the difference and why I put Jameis Winston over Carson Wentz. Jameis Winston was able to look into the mirror and matured and started to take accountability. And he was put into a situation that actually helped him maximize what he does well and minimize what he doesn't do well. That's him being in the Saints offense was the best thing that happened to his career. But Carson Wentz, he has too much of an ego. He's too big-headed. He was put in the perfect situation and ended with the Colts. And he blew it because he refused to take accountability. He refused to be a leader, and he refused to wear it. He blew it. You don't lose those final 2 games with the way that roster is stacked. I put Jameis Winston over Carson Wentz because Jameis Winston was able to look into the mirror. Jameis Winston took those strides to improve his game. and to improve his mentals. You see, it's not a talent issue with Jameis Winston and Carson Wentz. It never will be a talent issue. It will always be a mental issue. It will always be an ego issue. And Jameis Winston, in my opinion, has begun to reel that in. I'm curious to see how he fares with this new coaching staff in New Orleans, because Sean Payton was the best thing that ever happened to him. Hopefully he's able to continue where he left off. Benzo says, you know what? You're right. I was thinking Winston turns the ball over way more, but now that I'm seeing the stats, Hurts turns the ball over just as much. Yeah, you see, the problem is that Jalen Hurts had that really bad game against the Giants where he threw 3 interceptions, and that made it that really screwed up his numbers. That really fudged up his numbers. What's going on, Chris R? Jada Bull says, exactly. This is Jalen's last year to prove himself to me. Me too. If he don't do it if Jalen Hurts doesn't get, all right, look, here's my floor for Jalen Hurts. And we got about 4 more minutes until the show is over, you guys. Like I said, I'm giving you guys Chalk It Up Sports daily, Monday through Friday at 1 p.m. Eastern time. Keep it locked, you guys. The content's only going to get better. So, Jay, you're right. For me, I agree. This season is all or nothing for Jalen Hurts, in my humble opinion. This is it. Because the floor for me is playoff berth. That's the floor. But if he can't win a playoff game this year, with the NFC built the way it is, then I got a problem with that. The NFC is not as dangerous as it used to be. All the talent went to the AFC. So if Jalen Hurts can't crack out of the first round, if he can't get out of the wild card round, if we're a wild card team, but if he can't get out of the wild card round, with the NFC built the way it is now, then he's not franchised to me. He's not franchised. He's serviceable. He'll become a Tyrod Taylor type. You feel what I'm saying? So Jalen Hurts, the floor was last season. That's the floor. That's the floor. 9-8, playoff berth. That's the floor. Can he crack the ceiling? That's the $1 million question. Drew Johnson says Winston can absolutely spin the ball. He will look great in spurts, but the consistency is what hurts him. He throws interceptions in bunches. I completely understand why you would say that. That's why I believe him going to the Saints was the best thing to happen to him. And I'm concerned that with Sean Payton not being there, he's going to revert back to his old antics. I'm worried about that. Jay says I can get with your list. Yeah, I think my list is pretty good, Jay. My man, the Nest Out West, my brother Philly Foothills, what's going on, my guy? Hope all is well with you, my man. Hope all is well. So, my man, make sure you guys go subscribe to the Nest Out West with Philly Foothills. Give you guys great sports content. That's my guy, my brother in arms. Make sure you guys go lock in on the Nest Out West. Gives you guys passion and great analysis. Real good dude, man. Real humble guy, real genuine. Michi says, after deep thought, he's ranked 10. I expect him to make a jump this season. He has to. He ain't got no choice. Benjamin says, yo, what's our record this season? That's a good question. So who do we play this year? I'm curious about that. I'm trying to see. Who do we play this year? So, all right, so we play the NFC North. So we got to play Chicago, Detroit again, Houston, the Colts, Packers, the Vikings, Jacksonville, Tennessee, Arizona. Oh, this is a favorable schedule once again. They're not paying. Listen, the toughest quarterback that the Philadelphia Eagles play this coming season, the toughest quarterback they play is Aaron Rodgers. And then after Aaron Rodgers, the best quarterback they play might be Dak Prescott and Kyler Murray, then Kirk Cousins. Like, Then Matt Ryan in Indianapolis, the Colts. So this schedule is actually favorable. So if I'm being honest, with a 17-game season, I don't see why we can't win 10 games. I don't see why we can't beat Washington twice. I don't see why we can't beat New York, the Giants twice. With the Cowboys looking real flawed right now, I don't see why we can't hang with them either. So that's 6 wins right there. But if I'm being realistic, we're going to split one of those division games. We're going to split. So if I'm being honest, I don't see why we can't win. I don't see why we can't win 11 games, 11, 12 games. In the NFC, why can't the Eagles win 11 games? I said we go 11-6. The Eagles go 11-6. That's where I'm at right now. That's where I'm at, 11-6. I think the Eagles can, and that might change, right? Once I know how the schedule actually lays itself out, because right now all we know is who we play. We play the Saints, we play the Steelers, we play the Cardinals, we play the Titans, we play the Jags, we play the Vikings, we play the Packers, we play the Colts, we play the Texans, we play the Lions again, we play the Bears, and obviously we play our NFC East rivals. But, this schedule has gotten easier because of the moves that have been made in the offseason. So I don't see why the Philadelphia Eagles can't win 11 games this year. And I feel like I'm being generous. We went 9-8 last year. We need to up that, win 2 more games. It's time to go 11-6 and win the division. Things got a little bit more hairy because Carson Wentz is here. The Cowboys have regressed, but we're going to see how things pan out, you guys. But, the show, unfortunately, has come to an end. We've been live for an hour, you guys, and I'm so grateful to you guys for being here. You guys really make this show worthwhile. And, like I said, Chalk It Up Sports is giving you daily content. Chalk It Up Sports Daily is available Monday through Friday at 1 p.m. Eastern time. You don't want to miss the conversations. We get heated in this thing. We get spicy in these conversations. And I take what y'all say and I use it in the show. You guys are a part of this. You guys are organically a part of this family, this tribe, this community we're building. So make sure you guys fully understand your power. Make sure you guys smash that like button. If you guys are hopping in after the live stream is actually over, make sure you guys comment below and still hit that like button. I want to hear your thoughts on everything we talked about. We covered a lot of bases. What can DeVonta Smith put his career in Jalen Hurts' hands? Should he trust him? Where does Jalen Hurts actually rank in the NFC at the quarterback position? Is he top 10 in the NFC? Why hasn't Howie Roseman going after these top-tier wide receivers in free agency or in the trade market, like a Tyreek Hill, like a Allen Robinson? You know what I'm saying? Like a Robert Woods. Why haven't we made a move? You dig what I'm saying? So we've covered so many bases, but I appreciate you guys so much. You guys have truly, truly made this thing worthwhile, like I always say. And, continue to like, comment, and subscribe to the content. I'm your humble host, Tone DeShields II from Chalk It Up Sports Daily, where no matter if we win or if we lose, we just got charges to the game. We're coming at you guys 1 p.m. Eastern time, Monday through Friday, every single day, Monday through Friday. One love, stay humble, stay healthy, and most importantly, stay hungry. And we out of here.